Travis Williams. I have an important message to tell you about this summer. There's going to be a lot of sports on TV. There's going to be a lot of things you need to watch or at least fake like you're watching. You've got NBA going on, NHL, there's baseball games all over the place, and even a little bit of NASCAR if you get real desperate. So you're going to be busy, your TV's going to be on, and hopefully you can crank out a pretty sweet nap during all this. Now, that could cause a problem. Summertime, your kids are going to be around more, they're staying up later, they're going to be around the house. What are you going to do? They're going to see you asleep, they're going to see some race on, they're going to want to change the channel. I got your solution right here. I have 4 cards you can play that will get you out of watching some horrible Hannah Montana sing-along marathon. Okay? Now you can't play them all the time, but if you use them right, you use them sparingly, they can get you out of that jam. So let's jump into this. Card number 1 is the Family Tradition card. Now, the Family Tradition card, it works best when you play it with a loved one, preferably an elderly loved one. And you're going to want to make sure that this loved one doesn't live extremely close to you. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to play it like this. Oh man, I wish Uncle Joe was here. It's always good to use a name like Uncle Joe. Everybody's got an Uncle Joe. Oh, I wish Uncle Joe was here. Man, he used to love watching the Detroit Tigers play baseball. Oh, well, I guess you kids are right. We'll just have to turn the channel. The kids aren't going to want to turn the channel now. Now suddenly it's a family issue. No way. You're set. You're watching baseball. Now you need to be careful about this because if you play this card too strong, you can end up spending the next weekend on a 6-hour trip to go visit Uncle Joe. You do not want to take that trip. You do not want to take that road trip during the summer. So play it lightly, just enough to get you out of the jam. Card number 2. This is the Alumni card. Now, this card, it's a little bit more difficult to play, but if you use it right, it'll really benefit you. What you do is you pick a random player on the team, and you're going to start talking them up like they're a friend. Now, don't be stupid about this. Don't pick some star athlete. Don't pick some star driver. Pick somebody obscure. Pick somebody that's real, just in case your kids get on the internet and start looking stuff up, being nosy like that. You're going to need at least 3 decent experiences with this person to talk about. And you don't want them to be all hardcore because then nobody's going to buy it. You want to be kind of legit. And then if you want to mix in about this person overcoming some type of ridiculous odds, that'll add a little bit of credibility to this as well. Now, also, you're going to want to be careful because if your significant other also went to the same school as you, probably not going to fly. She's probably going to know that you didn't really know, Joe Schmo, the offensive guard for the Green Bay Packers. So just be aware of that. You may or may not be able to play this card. Or if she did, there's nothing saying that you can't twist this a little bit and maybe say it's somebody that you met at church camp. Just saying you have some options. Now, card number 3 is a little bit trickier of a card. You're going to want to play it with a little bit smarter of an audience as well. I like to call it the economy card. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the economy as the reason that you have to watch this sporting event. Particularly, it works well with cities such as Detroit where you can point to the car industry and say, hey, look, it's bad there. Hey, we really got to watch the Lions play. It's our American duty to watch the Lions play football because those people are hurting. I want to help them out. Don't you want to help them out? Kind of put it back on them for a second. It'll work best if you use it with that kind of middle school age group where kids know a little bit about social issues. They're starting to become real socially conscious. They're making you stop on the interstate to pick up random pieces of garbage. They're real interested in whether or not you're recycling milk jugs at your house. That age group is perfect for this. Now, you are going to want to be careful, though. Don't play this card too hard. Don't push it too much on them, because if you do, you'll be on a slippery slope towards ringing a bell this coming Christmas outside of Walmart, and you probably don't want to do that. And on to card number 4. I'm going to be honest with you. Card number 4, the life lessons card, the whole goal of it is to not even have to get played all the way out. If you have to play it all the way out, you've done it wrong. You're going to need to do some background work for this. You're going to need to come up with a story. You're going to need to come up with some instances, some specific instances in which sports have taught some valuable and preferably extremely boring life lessons to people all over the world. When the kids come in, want to watch, the Wiggles Christmas special, you're going to say, now wait a second. You can watch this baseball game and then blah, 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 go off on a random tangent about how you can learn so much about watching sports. Eventually, the hope here is that those kids begging to watch a Wiggly Christmas will get bored, walk away, and go outside and set some leaves on fire, do something. They'll leave you alone. You're watching TV by yourself again. Now, the downside is if you don't play this card right, if they get real interested in it, or you come off too self-righteous, you're going to end up being a scout leader. You're going to end up spending the next few weekends at some random camping trip in the woods, or carving out a pine wood derby for your kid because they're not going to do it themselves. So be really careful. Don't play it too hard. Play it just right and make it extremely boring, and hopefully they'll just leave you alone. And those are your 4 cards that you can pull at any given time to salvage your summer, to salvage that sweet, sweet sports day kind of watching, kind of napping atmosphere that you covet so much this summer. Just be careful when you do it. Don't play it too much. And if all fails, you can always just take the batteries out of the remote. Because not watching TV at all is way better than watching Air Buddies for the 15th straight time. I'm Travis Williams, and I hope that helps.